Hello everyone, once again I have another coloring book flip through for you. So the next series of videos I'm going to do flip throughs and reviews on the Johanna Basford books. If you haven't heard of her books, then you are in for a treat because her books are so detailed, they're so fun and whimsical, and I just love coloring in these. I love giving them as gifts. I love looking at them. I love holding them and just like having them. I have her newest one is this one here, Magical Jungle, and I just picked this up the other day. All of her covers have a gold foiling over the top of certain aspects on the books. So I just picked up the newest one here, the Magical Jungle, which I will do a flip through of that one for you. And then the newest one that I have is the Secret Garden Artist Edition. So I do have her Secret Garden book here, you can see. And this one is the Secret Garden Artist Edition. So I'm going to start with a flip through of the Secret Garden book specifically so that you can kind of see what's the difference between this one and the Artist Edition. So stay tuned. Each of these individual books will be a separate video just because I don't want this individual video to be an hour long. So stay tuned for that. I will do flip throughs of each and every single one of those. And so I'm going to do a flip through of the Secret Garden coloring book first, and then my next video will be a follow-up of the Secret Garden Artist Edition, so you guys can kind of see what's the difference between this one specifically and the Artist Edition. So let's dig right into the Secret Garden coloring book by Johanna Basford. Again, it has all of the gold foiling on the front cover, which is nice. And with her coloring books, she says it's an inky treasure hunt and coloring book. So have you guys ever seen like those? Well, when I was little, it was a highlights magazine, and so they always had this picture that it was busy like this, but then you had to find like a shovel, or you had to find a flower pot, or you had to find something within that specific picture. Well, hers, and I'll open the front cover. You even have the front cover is decorated, so if you want to color that, you can. So it has a dust jacket on it. I leave it on it just because I like for it to stay nice. And so yeah, this is her page says, "Tumble down the rabbit hole and find yourself in my inky wonderland," which I really love that, because I hadn't really thought about a coloring book and a like treasure hunt or a scavenger hunt together in one, but she includes the stuff simultaneously, and I think that's wonderful. So I mean, the paper is maybe a little bit thicker than a computer paper, and this one's kind of like an off-white creamy color. And so in each of her books, there's a title page and a space for you to put your own name. And then it says, hidden inside this book. Let me see if you can see that. Hidden inside this book, there are, and then it tells you how many of each of these little things that you can find. And then it says plus, and then whatever else. And so not only are you coloring these beautiful pictures, and you can find these individual things within the pictures, or once you're done coloring your book, you can go back to this page and then find the hidden treasures that she talks about on this page, which I think is kind of like a 2-for-1 kind of book. I think it's really fun. So she gives her introduction, and you can kind of see that I've started coloring on specific pages here. This one again is colored pencil. This is just a light, this is like my first layer where I haven't really added any details. I'm just going in and putting some color down on the page. And so she does 2-page spread. She does 2-page spreads. Sometimes she does individual pages like these. One thing that I will say about her books is the binding is so tight on the seams, and it's hard to get in. I'm going to try to show you. It's hard to get in all the way over here on the edge, because it's already like sewn into the book. It's already bound into the book to where you can't do that. So that's one thing where this specific book, and I'll have to see if her other books are like that. But this specific book, I have found does that. And so pages like this, where it's on the right side, you can get, but sometimes on the left-handed side pages are hard to get because she has such detailed work. And let me zoom out just a little bit so you can kind of see. Again, this is another 2-page spread. And I just think coloring, this is one that I'm actually going to color here soon because of all the leaves. I'm going to color it as a fall leaf background. And don't forget, like once you color in the leaves, like the white space behind that, that's the background. Don't forget, you can totally color that in, and it actually makes the images pop if you do that. Sometimes it's not, sometimes you don't need a background. Sometimes it looks fine just the way it is. It's totally up to you as the artist. Again, this one has acorns and berries and stuff, so that one's another fall one that I'm going to do. But this again is the Secret Garden book. So she's got lots of leaves, lots of flowers, lots of butterflies. She has little quotes and inspirational things in her books included for you. So there are some things that I really love about her books. Again, probably this one specifically is about the binding and not being able to color on the sides, but you know, I think in some of her later coloring books she's probably addressed that, and so I will get to that and I will show you each and every single one. She gives you some space to do creative work on your own, so if that's something that you're interested in, you can do that. If you don't want to draw your own picture, maybe you just leave it blank, or maybe you include a picture. Maybe you can include a picture of yourself coloring this page. I think that's a cool idea too. So it's totally open for interpretation. It's open for whatever that you like, whatever you like to do. She's got, again, more 2-page spreads, lots of leaves, flowers, cool little designs. Don't forget, if you have like gel pens, you can use gel pens specifically on pages like these, where if you don't want all of the black leaves here, go over it with like a gold gel pen, make those leaves pop out. I think that's really cool. Again, spots for you to draw your own if you're interested in doodling your own flowers. I just really think, again, her books and most of the coloring books that I own they're really detailed, and I appreciate the artist for the time that they took to specifically draw each and every single detail on those pages. Again, what a cool 2-page spread that you can, whether you're tearing these out and you're repurposing them, maybe you're putting them on a card, maybe you're going to frame them, maybe you're going to include them in a scrapbook or something. Don't be afraid to use it outside of the coloring book. I know sometimes people are so afraid to use their coloring book in other works. If that bothers you so much, buy 2 coloring books. Buy one to specifically color in, to leave it on the shelf, and to do whatever that you want to. To do whatever you want to with it. And then maybe the second one, you can use it as a test coloring book. You can use those different type of medias. You can cut up the pages. You can use the backgrounds on a card that you're going to send to a friend or whatever. I just think that spending so much time on these beautiful pages, not to share it with someone is kind of a letdown. I mean, I know that you're sharing it with yourself, and maybe that's something that you want to do. Maybe you're coloring it for yourself, and that's fine. But I think some people might appreciate like a get well card made of this sunflower. I mean, how cute would that be? Just the detailed pictures in this coloring book, and all of her works I think are wonderful. I do know that she has the Johanna Basford does make postcard size ones of hers, and it's the size of the previous postcards that I showed in my last video, but you get maybe 20 of hers. You don't get obviously the whole book. So she does have postcard versions of her works of art, which I think are fun. I do not currently have those, and I should say yet, because I will have those eventually. Whether I pick them up here and there, whether somebody buys them for me. Usually I have a want list of things that I want, things that I'm going to pick up. Christmas, whether we all like it or not, is just right around the corner. So I include things like that just as different Christmas gifts. They're great for stocking stuffers. They're great for just random, here's a thank you gift for something that maybe somebody did something special for you and you'd like to reciprocate that. I think that's awesome too. So as you can see, I mean, her pictures are wonderful. Don't forget that she's got that scavenger hunt. So once you're done coloring all these pictures, you can go back through and kind of find or circle or make a note down in the corner. Maybe you found one caterpillar, or maybe you found like 2 butterflies on this picture. Don't forget to keep track of that, because I really think that that's half the fun of this specific book. So I know this specific book has a lot of pages that I'm going to color for fall, and then at the end of the book she tells you, if you can't find whatever, she tells you how many of each of those are on each specific page, so that you're not frustrated in trying to find every last single one if perhaps you've missed one. So again, that's the review of the Johanna Basford Secret Garden coloring book. Up next, I will show you the artist edition of the coloring book. So stay tuned for that if that's something you're interested in. Again, if you like this video, give us a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. Be sure to leave any comments or questions below. I'd love to hear from you. And then in the meantime, stay tuned. I will be right back with the artist edition of the Johanna Basford Secret Garden.